Hello, second grade. Today we're going to be doing our very first project during our virtual time in art, and we're going to be doing a drawing. Our drawing today is going to be based off of a new artist, and her name is Heather Galler. And I'm going to show you some different pictures of Heather Galler's artwork right after I do this before we do our demonstration of how to draw our folk art style cup. She is a folk art artist, and she is one of my personal favorites. She loves to use dark, bold, black lines when she creates her designs, and she draws her designs big that take up the entire space of the page. Today we're going to be doing a cup, and it's going to be an empty cup, but we're going to be showing some different line elements inside of our cup to focus on. Our picture today is going to be a drawing, which again is producing an artwork through drawings that utilize observational skills. So we're going to be looking at a cup today, and we're going to be observing how we're going to create that cup to look three-dimensional. And then we're going to add different shapes and different textures that we use. We're going to be creating visual textures today. And visual textures are textures that you can see, but you can't necessarily feel. And we're going to create those visual textures by adding different patterns into our folk art style cup. All right, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. All right, so now that we've taken a look at all of Heather Galler's beautiful artworks and we see exactly what we're looking for when we're talking about her style of folk art, where it is the dark black lines, the patterns, all of the different colors, we're going to now take a look at a mug. So I want you to find a mug in your house, any kind of mug, because all we're using is we're going to be looking at this. So we're using our observational skills. That means we're going to be looking at it. We're going to assess what we're looking at. We're going to look and see how it looks a little bit three-dimensional. So if you look at it, it's definitely three-dimensional. And we're going to draw a picture as if we were looking at it so we can see a little bit of the top of it and the side of it. So I want you to set it up somewhere where you can take a real good look at it. There's not a real good way for me to video it the way that we're going to be drawing it. But when you're looking at it, you'll see what I mean. So you're going to set your mug down in front of you. And when you take a look at it, you're going to see how at the top it starts to kind of make a little oval. So when we're looking at our mug and we're drawing it, we're going to pick a spot on our paper. So you're going to need a piece of paper. You can either use a marker to draw, you could use a pencil to draw. I recommend a pencil because you can erase it if you make a mistake, but if you feel comfortable, you can use a marker, you could use a colored pencil, you could use a crayon, anything that you want to draw your folk art style mug. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the top part, and the top part is kind of like it's like an oval that's been squashed. So we want to start it off with drawing our squashed oval. So we've got our squashed oval. Doesn't look as good as I wanted it to, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. So we've got our squashed oval, and that's the top part of our mug where it's open. Then we're going to add two straight lines to the side of it. So I want you to go two straight lines and stop. And then at the bottom, we're not going to make a straight line at the bottom to connect our cup. We're going to follow along kind of around the same part that we did for the lip of the cup. So it curves down just a little bit. So right here, I want you to curve it down a little bit, just as if it matches the same part up here as the cup. So once we have our curved line, we're going to add our handle to it. So we're going to look at our handle, and we're going to add our handle. And now we have drawn our three-dimensional mug. We're ready to add our details. You could set your mug aside. Now we want to make sure that we anchor our cup down to the paper. And when I say anchor it down, I don't want it to look, right now it looks like it's floating in space. We don't want it to be floating in space. We want to make it look like it's sitting on a table. So we're going to start on one side of the paper, and we're going to stop at the mug because we don't want to draw inside the mug. We want to draw a line and we want to stop at the mug. And we're going to pick up where we left off. So we're going to follow along with our finger. We're going to draw, if it goes inside your cup, you're going to start, stop, and come out the back. But what we want is we want a line that looks like it's behind the cup. And now it makes it look like our cup is sitting on a table. We're going to go ahead, I want you to add, you could add a plate to the bottom if you want to, so it looks like our mug is sitting on a plate. And we're also going to add some lines. We're going to add some wiggly lines, some curvy lines, and some spiral lines to make it look like whatever is inside our cup is pretty hot and steamy. So I want you to add some different lines to show our steam coming out of our mug. You could add as much as you want to, however hot it may be. And now inside your mug, I want you to start drawing some lines and different shapes and textures and patterns into your cup. You could draw it however you want to. I want you to get very creative. So I want you to just decide how you want to do it. It doesn't matter. There's no wrong way. You could add different lines. Right now I've added a line. I've added a zigzag line. I'm going to add a wavy line. And now I think I'm even going to go in and I'm going to add some real details and maybe make some little polka dots. So now I'm creating a dotted line, which is making circles in a line that go in the shape of a line. That's called a dotted line. And I'm also going to add some dash lines in there. So I want you to go ahead and I want you to fill up your cup. And remember, when you do folk art style, you use bright colors. So you could use any type of color material that you want to add your color to your picture. And you could use markers, you could use crayons, you could use paint, you could use chalk pastel, you could use colored pencils, whatever you have in your house, and you choose how you want to add your color. When you're finished coloring your whole picture, I want you to take a picture of it and you're going to upload it into your files, and there are directions on the page that will tell you exactly how to do that. All right, I can't wait to see what you've created.